The yellow brick road to the state basketball championships lead to the black and gold of Wake Forest University. Lifetime dreams will be realized today. We welcome you to the 2024 North Carolina High School Athletic Association Basketball State Championships. The broadcast presented by West Shore Home. The docket opens with the 4A Women's Championship game between a couple of first-timers. Second seed out of the East, Rolesville. 3 seed out of the West, Charlotte Catholic. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Winston-Salem. Alongside Jay Sohnhalter, Patrick Keenis with you. And Jay, we kick off a last big day of state championship basketball with two teams who have never, ever been here before. What is the emotion going on with Charlotte Catholic and Rolesville?
Well, it's excitement, and they've wanted this moment. They had tough regional final victories earlier this week on Thursday. In this ball game, we're going to see two different styles. Rolesville is going to play up-tempo. Charlotte Catholic's been dominant in their half-court offense. Which team can set the pace is really going to have a big say in who wins.
All right, let's take a look at some of the key players. Many of them we will see over the course of the day, but who are some that have caught your eye?
With Rolesville, Caitlin Jones, she's a top junior recruit. She's outstanding on the offensive end, creating opportunities with her dribble penetration, getting all the way to the hoop, also giving shots to her teammates when double teams come up. She can score from all three levels. She's a high major recruit, looking to have a big game today. And over on the other side, Blanca Thomas, top senior going to North Carolina. She averages a double-double. She's got outstanding touch around the rim. She can step out and shoot it from the outside. Presents so many problems because of her height, 6'5". And on the defensive end, she's an enforcer in the paint.
All right, those are our West Shore Home players to watch. Now let's get to our Ingles food for thought, Jay. As far as you mentioned earlier, the different styles, what will that look like today?
For the Rams, they've got to rebound and crash the glass. They've got to be physical to keep Thomas out of the paint and then playing fast. That's their strength. They want to go up tempo. And for Charlotte Catholic, getting the ball inside, playing inside out will be important. And then protecting the basketball, making sure they get good shots and they don't turn the ball over.
All right, Ingles, food for thought, low prices, love the savings. As we mentioned, Rolesville and Charlotte Catholic have never been here. There are the two head coaches who brought their squads to the promised land. And that promised land is Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem. We will come back, tip-off of the 4A Women's Basketball Championships next. Moments away from tip-off, 4A Women's Basketball State Championship. And you go back to the summer in the early mornings, the weight rooms, the running, the conditioning for two programs who have never figured out how to play for a state championship. The dedication, the determination, and the resolve is there. And as a result, as are the spoils. Charlotte Catholic and the Rolesville Rams will play for the 4A title.
A special opportunity for both programs and for these players right now, an opportunity here in Lawrence Joel Coliseum to reach your goal. All those memories, all the time you spent together, it's all in front of you today. And Patrick, I expect a great game.
Yeah. And I talked with both head coaches within the last hour. Nikita Warren, the head coach for Rolesville. She's been there only 3 years. They've been chasing the state championship ring. When she took over a couple of years ago, this team was nowhere close to even a conference championship, let alone vying for a state championship. They got in the Final Four last year, got beat. Meanwhile, Charlotte Catholic, they've been in the Final Four the last 3 years, lost 2 years in a row, and now with 7 seniors, they play for the first state championship in school history, and we are underway. The Rolesville Rams, the visiting team, the 2 seed out of the East in the black uniforms, and the 27-4 Cougars of Charlotte Catholic in the white. Big crowd enjoy state championship basketball. And the first shot of the contest, Caitlin Jones leaves it a little bit short, and Charlotte Catholic with Blanca Thomas corrals her first rebound.
For Charlotte Catholic here, it's going to be important to move Thomas in the paint, also out on the perimeter, put her in different spots, giving her opportunities for touches.
Pitch into the corner. Fava on the baseline, banks it home, and the first lead of the championship belongs to Charlotte Catholic.
And Fava, such a quick first step, taking baseline.
Here are the starting lineups. First off for the Rolesville Rams, brought to you by NC Medicaid for more people. Get full health care coverage at low or no cost. Apply for benefits today, medicaid.nc.gov. 3 averaging double figures for the Rolesville Rams. This is a pressured offense, a pressured defense, and so far a block shot and a missed shot in their first 2 cracks. There are the 5 starters for Charlotte Catholic. A look to the inside, flashing home. Blanca Thomas, and the senior, has her first bucket.
Fava scores the last bucket on that possession. Nice job with her vision. As Thomas cut towards the hoop, she found her.
This is Talia Rowe, number 1, the point guard for the Rams. 26-5. They ran right through the next 6, unbeaten. Bounce pass down low, picked off by Charlotte Catholic, and a perfect start for the Cougars. 2 possessions, 2 buckets, and the defense is stood tall. The first 3 cracks for Rolesville.
And one of the strengths of this Rams squad is their defensive intensity, the ability to create turnovers.
Oh, big block from the backside, though, by Layla Lewis. Came across with that left hand. The defense was beaten again on the penetration by Fava.
And they are so active. One player gets beat, somebody's there to help out. A nice job sending that out of bounds, but they've got to create turnovers, making it difficult for the Cougars to drive in the paint.
Now for Charlotte Catholic, finally has been their buzzword when they finally got through the Final Four a couple of days ago. After misfiring twice in the Final Four, there's Grayson Goff with her first bucket. And the opening 6 points of the title game belong to Charlotte Catholic. Rolesville trying to settle in. Little reload jumper left short again by Jones. Offensive rebound to Bush. And there's the stick back that the Rams needed. And now they turn it right over to Rolesville on an inbounds mistake by the Cougars. But it's saved into the hands of Charlotte Catholic. 6-2 lead for the Cougars. And a lifting of the plant foot by Goff and a turnover by Charlotte Catholic.
Each team there is trying to make a play a little bit out of control. For Rolesville, though, first couple possessions here, we've seen their game plan. Try to get into the paint area, get in your mid-range game, and Nikita Warren, what a job she has done this season and throughout her time with Rolesville.
And we'll talk a lot about these 2 head coaches and how family has played into the extra heightened emotion of this Saturday, March morning in Winston-Salem. The 3-pointer is missed, rebound tipped out. It will stay with the Rolesville Rams. Jeff Hoffman is our referee. He's in his 5th state championship game today. Alex Tenzi and Chris Tate are the umpires. Harper McCain checks out for Charlotte Catholic, and the Rams balloon it in to Caitlin Jones, averaging about 23 points a game. Looking to the inside of the matchup, but they're attacking now against Blanca Thomas. That's going to be a tough task all day for Rolesville, going against number 34 for Charlotte Catholic.
And she is so good, kind of fading back and then coming up here to block this shot, going up and down. She's an enforcer. She just patrols that paint area.
Jones declines the screen, gets to the elbow again, and missed her first couple of shots from that spot, knocks that one down.
And Patrick, she is so smooth. High major recruit, only a junior. She can get that shot whenever she wants it.
6-4 lead for Charlotte Catholic. Fava closed down, couldn't get the 3-point shot off. Looks to the block on the inside. Goff is just screaming for the basketball. Challenge pass, still got through to McCardle. Well defended by the Rams here. Open in the corner, and that 18-footer is missed by McCardle. And it goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Charlotte Catholic.
A heck of a job from Cameron Lee. You see her there battling with Thomas down low, trying to gain position. She was fronting her, being physical as well to deny the entry pass.
Back to the hands of Fava. They set a double screen up top that leaves open the shooter. And that one is bulleted down by Maggie Kernodle, the junior, with the first 3-point make of this championship. Brought to you by Meg Brown Home Furnishings. Stop into Meg Brown today to take advantage of their anniversary sale happening right now.
And Kernodle had 3 3-pointers in the victory on Thursday against Watauga. Excellent from the outside. You could see the out-of-bounds play by Robert Conrad with the double pick to give her an opportunity for the look.
9-4 lead, Rolesville basketball. Live ball, turnover at the foul line, and here comes Charlotte Catholic. McCardle driving home, heavy contact, and a foul on the other side. So a couple of loose possessions for Rolesville in the first 4+ minutes of this championship, and we will have our first media timeout of the 4A title game. Charlotte Catholic up 5 early.
From urgent care to your full recovery.
9-4 lead for Charlotte Catholic as the Cougars appear in their first ever state championship game. And there's a look at Bobby Conrad III. More on that later. And he's brought the Charlotte Catholic Cougars, after again losing in the regional final each of the previous couple of years, now finally is the buzzword to the state championship game. He's in his 19th season. As a matter of fact, today he's in his final game as a high school basketball coach. More on that coming up. But word he mentioned to his team when the year began that this was going to be his final year. He's taken an administrative position as the assistant principal at Charlotte Catholic. And news slowly has leaked out the last few weeks publicly that Conrad is coaching his last game. And he admitted to me about an hour ago before tip-off, he said, "I don't cry much, but I cried already once today," as we were talking about his journey with Charlotte Catholic. So as the team was getting on the bus with the send-off from Charlotte to get here to Winston-Salem, he got on the bus, looked back at his players, and was overcome for a moment. A 10-4 lead thus far for Charlotte Catholic. Cougars playing with 7 seniors and trying to send Bobby out a champion. A little more than halfway through this opening quarter. Caitlin Jones had the ball knocked away by Fava. And she's been a pest defensively so far against Jones. Almost forces a turnover. Everett, the kick to the wing. Lewis, long with a 3. Tracking down the rebound is Goff. And Charlotte Catholic wants to run, but they throw it away into the lap of Nikita Warren, the head coach for Rolesville.
And Goff committed to Holy Cross. And this is a group for the Cougars that have played together for years in the past, 9-10 years old. They've had relationships with each other. It's culminating here in this state championship experience, but this is a group that's been through so much the past 3 years, Patrick. I'm excited about the opportunity today.
Rolesville so far just 2 out of 7, 3 turnovers in this opening quarter. Nowhere to go as Rowe was bottled up on the elbow. The floater on the baseline too long by Jones. Battle for the offensive rebound. Bodies on the floor. Fava gets in there to tie up the Rams. And the arrow will go the other direction to Charlotte Catholic.
For Rolesville, when you're down in the paint, you've got to use the shot fake to try to get Thomas off balance. She is so skilled with her height. She does an outstanding job of causing havoc. You got to get her up in the air and then try to do up and under to get an open look.
Megan Shea, number 12, is on the floor for the first time in this championship game for Charlotte Catholic, giving Goff a little bit of a breather. Kernodle stripped. Live ball turnover, Rowe, and Rolesville. That's what they do. The heavy pressure turns into quick opportunities at the other end. Maybe that will settle the Rams in.
And Talia Rowe, so athletic, and with her height out on the perimeter, 5'9". A nice job with her hands there, get an easy bucket.
Flashing high is Thomas. There's the entry pass from the sideline, an immediate double team, put it on the deck, and that's a bad decision. Take away by Rolesville. They want to run once again. Caitlin Jones in the lane, knocks it down. 4 straight by the Rams, cuts it to 2, and a quick timeout by Charlotte Catholic. So Rolesville within 2, and there's a CR legal team fast break commitment results. CR legal team. And we've had the opportunity to see Rolesville several times the last few years. That's a patented moment for the Rams.
That's where they excel, turning defense into offense. And Nikita Warren and her team really turned it on the defensive side, now turning over the Cougars. And that's the tempo, the speed that they want to play with.
And there is Nikita Warren right in the middle of that huddle. We were talking about family, talking about emotions. Chatted with Nikita prior to the game and said, "What's the emotion like for you?" A little bit tough as she came in. On her left shoulder is a tattoo of her son, Najee, who took his own life a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, the 2-year anniversary is coming up on May the 1st. They were best friends. She was a single mom with him, and getting now to the championship game in his honor and dealing with all of the family tragedy. She is playing for him as well as playing for the Rams in the state championship game today, and our thoughts are with her on this journey here today.
She's just an amazing person and playing in his honor, and this team that she has, they've got her back, and what a year they've had.
And she comes from a basketball family. Her brother, T.J. Warren, the star at NC State with the Phoenix Suns. As Rolesville is now getting on track. 6 straight by the Rams. They've caught up 10 all. And now we'll see how Charlotte Catholic handles. They go back to the inside, and Thomas works hard against 3 different defenders and bangs one in from short range off the glass.
She is so difficult to defend. 3 defenders on her had the touch to finish.
12-10, Charlotte Catholic coming up on a minute in the opening quarter. This is Caitlin Jones, penetrates, there's a kick out, and 3-pointer is missed by Lewis. She has that range though. She's just been off her first couple of 3-point attempts in this title game. A catch and release, Goff. Short with the 3. Opportunity now for the Rams, 2-on-2. Rowe leaves it for the trailer, Jones. Looks to the inside, and a hanging back shot from Layla Lewis.
The Rams had numbers 3-on-2. Cougars have to get back in transition defense.
And a foul on the outside that'll go on to Leah Rowe of Rolesville. Seems like it took the Rams about 4.5 minutes to kind of find their rhythm, find their continuity. Now they're free-flowing up and down the floor.
And the difference is on the defensive end. They're extending their pressure, creating more turnovers, more sense of urgency from the Cougars.
Out of the corner, McCain nowhere to go. Back to McCardle. Closing in on 30 seconds for this opening quarter. We'll see if the Cougars are content to play it to the last shots. But they're being harassed defensively by the Rams. An open 3 on the way, McCain. Rimming good. So Harper McCain with her first points of this championship. And Charlotte Catholic up by 3. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rowe sizes up Fava. Backs it up, retreats with 7 seconds. Jones on the deck for the tie at the horn. No. And Charlotte Catholic waiting all through the school history for its first quarter of state championship basketball. Cougars had the lead by 3 at the end of 1. 15-12. Charlotte Catholic on top of Rolesville through 1 quarter for the 4A state title. Women's 4A state title game through 1 quarter. Let's get to the first quarter stats presented by the law offices of Roderick Todd McIver. And so far, Charlotte Catholic shooting the ball well. Turnovers a little high through the opening 8 minutes.
Yeah, and really the second part of that first quarter is when Rolesville turned up the defensive pressure to create those 5 turnovers and hanging in there on the boards as well.
All right, CYA, call your attorney. Now the Piedmont Federal Bank points the paint for the opening quarter. 12-8 advantage for Rolesville. At Piedmont Federal Bank, we invite you to bank better. Rolesville basketball trailing by 3 as the second quarter gets underway. This is Caitlin Jones, nifty move, shot no challenge and blocked away by Blanca Thomas again. That's 3 blocks already in the state title game. Cougars led by as many as 6, and there's an over and aggressive play by Caitlin Jones, and that is going to be her second foul. That's one you probably don't want to take right there, Jay.
And for Jones, she'll stay out on the floor with those 2 fouls. She's going to have to be careful, maybe a little less aggressive here to maintain her fouls and not get that number 3 before the half.
McCardle loops it outside the paint and looking to Goff. She draws a lot of attention, and a shooting foul will be charged against the Rolesville Rams. And they'll send Goff to the line as Lewis collects her first.
For Thomas, 6'5", she has good vision. As Goff was setting up down in the post, she found her. She had nice spacing there, room to operate.
And we got Lewis on the reach in as a help defender. First to 2 is missed by Goff. At the Riddle and Brantley free throw line, injured in an accident. Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts. Goff, one of the 7 outgoing seniors on this team for Charlotte Catholic, makes 1 of 2. That's why they felt such a great sense of urgency when the year began on the heels of a couple of Final Four losses. A takeaway out front. Fava switching hands, defending, kind of shielding the defender off, missed the layup, and then the foul in the second crack by the Rolesville Rams.
Good work on the defensive end by Fava to create the turnover. It's the extra hustle, though, with Goff beating the Rams down the floor to get the offensive board.
Everett commits her first foul, and right back to the Riddle and Brantley free throw line is Grayson Goff. A couple of subs on the floor for the Cougars, including Kernodle. We looked at the sideline of Charlotte Catholic, where Bobby Conrad III is on the bench in that bright red jacket. Chatting with him about an hour before the game about, is there any significance about this jacket? He said, it's funny you bring it up. This is the first time I've ever worn this red jacket. It was gifted to him last year at the team banquet after they lost in the Final Four by the outgoing seniors. And several of those seniors are in attendance here today. Floater is off the rim, no good. That'll go out of bounds. But on that red jacket, it's a Charlotte Catholic jacket, but on that red jacket, on the inside are the names of the seniors who played under Bobby Conrad last year. And then on the back of the collar, there's another saying on there as well, saying the best is yet to come. Today is the only time he's ever worn the jacket. 3 of those seniors from last year's team are here. So it's a special occasion, and again, this is the last game he is ever going to coach. He's wrapping up 19 seasons. That is tipped out of bounds and will stay with Charlotte Catholic's 6-point lead. Bobby Conrad's dad is here, who's a U.S. District Judge in Western North Carolina, a legend in the ACC, as that one is tipped away, and a foul on Charlotte Catholic after the turnover. That'll be charged against Olivia Fava.
You're down low. See the contact here with the foul and the ball going back to the Rams. When you talk about Coach Conrad and Coach Ford, there's a reason their squads are here in this game. They're 2 of the best in the state. They're so disciplined. Their players play for their head coaches.
Difficulty handling the basketball by Rowe in the corner. Rolesville down by 8 straight by the Cougars. 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Jones yet to really get untracked. Deflected pass still gets into the hands of Lee. Look how active and extended this Cougar defense is. Even the simple passes are difficult right now for Rolesville to make. Rowe, a step back, reloads, changed her mind, and there's a one-legged floater by Caitlin Jones. That was not the prettiest offensive sequence, but it's a very important bucket for Rolesville.
And she makes it look so easy with a mid-range jumper off one leg over Thomas. She's got an offer from Wake Forest. Other schools are on her as well. Good first half so far.
It ends 6-point run, 18-14 the lead for the Cougars. A trip, and was there a foul or was it just falling on your own? They're going to get a foul charge against Rolesville. Let it go on Cameron Lee, number 14.
There's Blanca Thomas. It's the ball on the high elbow there. There's the contact, and for Thomas going to North Carolina next year, highly skilled. Of course, she's got the height and the talent, but she can step out, shoot it from the outside as well.
Fava finds Goff. That's going to count and draws the foul. We figured Blanca Thomas would be the main focus on the inside for the Cougars. Rolesville's taken her away offensively, so instead the Cougars are now looking to Goff, and she's been very active offensively, very strong and powerful.
Fava found her there with her vision. Nice entry pass, and Goff in the Holy Cross doing a nice job with the finish.
3-point play on the free throw. 7-point lead for Charlotte Catholic, biggest of the championship. Oh, quick move by Jones, kicks to the side. This is a long 2, around and off by Rowe. And there is Blanca Thomas with the rebound, but she fumbles it away. Right out toward midcourt, bodies diving, ball still loose, and now a deflected pass denies a breakaway for Charlotte Catholic. And here comes Rolesville improvising. Jones to the inside, and a back shot in from short range by Cameron Lee.
Vision from Caitlin Jones, and Lee had to get that ball off quick. Thomas tried to block it just in time.
That's a tough pass to handle, and a shot blocked with authority out of bounds by Rolesville. And that was Lewis giving up maybe 4 or 5 inches to block, and Thomas got right in there and snatched it off with her left hand.
Nikita Warren loves it. There's Lewis, so athletic, 5'10". Sends it out of bounds, and that's where this team is built, on the defensive end. And turning up the pressure.
Yeah. And the Rolesville Rams now, I mean, this is their gritty determination. They are fighting. Face a couple of stiff deficits already. They play to the inside, tipped out of bounds. And again, the active hands this time by Cameron Lee. Again, giving up 3, 4, 5 inches on the inside, but they're not making it easy for Block and Thomas to get a touch in the post.
And watch Thomas try to set up for position. The Rams are sending 2, even 3 defenders at her, but Cameron Lee being physical.
Cougars still looking. They locate Fava open out of the corner. Well short with a 3. Rebound Rolesville. And Bush plays it ahead quickly. Caitlin Jones, a look to the inside, baseline cut, and the way up though falls off by Lewis. And Charlotte Catholic denies. Fava, nifty around, running the floor, and there it is. Block and Thomas running the floor, the recipient of that Fava pass.
And that's how you beat that defense, is in numbers, in transition. And Thomas hustled down the floor.
23-16, Cougars by 7. Bush comes out to set a screen, declined by Rowe. Caitlin Jones splitting defenders. Again, that floater with the right hand is missed. Tipped out by Charlotte Catholic. We've gone from 3rd gear in the state championship game to almost 5th. Charlotte Catholic and Rolesville getting their traction. 7-point lead for the Cougars midway through the 2nd. A reminder, at the conclusion of today's game, we will be selecting the 988 Suicide and Crisis Prevention Hotline. Play the game. Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Let's get through it together. 23-16 lead for Charlotte Catholic. Reminder also will be choosing the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home Bath Remodeling made easy. For a state championship game for the women, Rolesville and Charlotte Catholic. One of these teams will win its first ever state championship. Neither has even played for a state title until today. The Rams been playing from behind this entire championship. There's a partially blocked shot with a foul called against Blanca Thomas, who disagrees.
She already has 3 blocks. She wanted her 4th there. With a lot of credit to Kayla Bush, just being relentless, going at her.
Maybe some lower body contact. And the first shot is missed. One more coming. Coming up, Popeye's halftime report. Special interview with Q Tucker, the commissioner of the NCHSAA. First half highlights and more. Popeyes, love that chicken from Popeyes. One more free throw coming up for the junior Kayla Bush for Rolesville. 6-point advantage for Charlotte Catholic, 23-17. And no pressure for the Rolesville Rams.
And Blanca Thomas out of the ball game now, so this is going to completely change up the game plan for the Rams.
We'll see how they use Goff. They open up the middle. Fava penetrates. McCain plays it up top. Goff from very long distance, no. Offensive rebound and a spinning putback a little bit long for Megan Shea. And now the Rolesville Rams running up the floor. Trailing by 6. Caitlin Jones, 6 points in the championship. Step back after she drove off the defender. Loose ball, rebound comes out front, diving to it to get on it. That's Kate McCardle. Cougars basketball. Goff on the wing, kills it, needs help. Oscillating around the perimeter, Fava. Inside 3 minutes for the first half. Defender falls, a drive by Goff, shot blocked out of bounds. This time by Kayla Bush. And with every block, with every challenge, with every deflection, the Rolesville Ram bench, all players, all staff rising with huge ovations for the defensive effort as Thomas comes back on the floor for Charlotte Catholic.
And Patrick, that's a great point. They are playing as one. I mean, there is motivation coming from the sideline, from the fans, everybody involved cheering on their effort.
So Thomas Right back on the floor. They go opposite. Here's McCain, and that three-pointer a little bit short. Rebound tipped high and covered up and corralled by Bush. 23-17, Charlotte Catholic. Bounce pass gets to Rowe. And back in the hands of Caitlin Jones. Rolesville has never led. An excellent defense by Fava. She almost took it away, ruled off of her leg, and she's a little bit disbeliever of that call. They will stay with Rolesville.
How good is Fava's perimeter defense? She moves her feet, creates havoc. Very difficult to get around her, and she on the defensive side, she's the top of this defense. She makes very hard.
But almost got a fingertip on that inbounds pass. This is a three off the sideline, rims good. So Lewis makes the first three of the game for Rolesville. Presented by Meg Brown Home Furnishing. Stopping to Meg Brown today. Take advantage of their anniversary sale happening right now. Charlotte Catholic leading 23-20. Shot missed on the inside by Thomas. Got it back and layup is good. The defender went for the steal on the initial entry pass. Left Thomas wide open. So even after the miss, he was able to grab the offensive rebound. And there's an extra step. That basket will not count. Travel to call on Jones. Cougars by 5.
This is what we expected. A close ball game, first of all, but also the styles. The Cougars trying to set things up, play inside out, and their half-court offense with Rolesville trying to speed things up.
Over the right side, Kernodle, baseline drive, shut off. Quickly they move it to the top. Fava no look to Goff. And Goff using that body, using the angle, and strong with that left hand to score.
And Fava could have shot it, but she saw Goff down low setting up. Nice pass.
Back to a 7-point deficit facing Rolesville. Look how harassing they are against Caitlin Jones on the perimeter. I mean, they know who the scoring threat is for Rolesville on this team, and they are taking her out of the equation. And a foul called, contested by just about everybody in a white uniform right now. Will go against Charlotte Catholic.
And Robert Conrad changing up the defensive look, kind of having trailing pressure on Jones. And here's the hustle down low. Bush gets the call.
And a foul charge against Goff. So at the free throw line, Kayla Bush. And one more coming. Riddle and Brantley injured in a car accident. Call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts. Couple of misses from the line by Bush. Battling and taking away the offensive rebound was Lewis. Loose ball tipped right in the hands of Bush, and she's fouled again.
And who's that on? Thomas or Fava? Either one, it's going to be 2.
Going to go on Fava.
That's her second foul.
And now the referee, Jeff Hoffman, heads back over the scores table. So two of the officials chat after the foul was indicated. They were looking at the clock. The clock might have ticked off a couple of extra seconds. And they do add 0.7 to the clock, 46.7. So Bush right back in the line, just missed a pair a moment ago. Down by 7 in the state title game. You don't want to fritter away free points from the line.
Excellent work by Fava. Number 2, Robert Conrad going to bring her out to preserve her going into the third quarter.
Bush makes a pair. 27-22, Charlotte Catholic. They had an opportunity at the end of the first quarter to take the final shot if they could drain the final 35 seconds. They're in about that same predicament here.
Rolesville switching to zone defense.
Back to Kernodle, looks back over her shoulder at Bobby Conrad, her coach. What do you want us to do? Feeling a little trap coming. Kernodle races, got hammered, and she's knocked to the deck. That'll be a foul on Rolesville. Will go against Talia Rowe. And again, a reminder, coming up at halftime, special interview with Q Tucker as part of the Popeyes halftime report. We'll first have highlights and more. Popeyes, love that chicken from Popeyes. Kernodle to the foul line. 3-point field goal for her in the opening quarter. Crowds are solid. They are intense. It's barely noon. In and out.
They were here as soon as the doors opened up at 11.
Justice Everett reports back in. Yeah, the crowds have been terrific. And again, when you've been waiting effectively a lifetime since the schools opened for both Rolesville and Charlotte Catholic, and you get to a state title game for the first time, you're shutting the cities down. A pair of misses, offensive rebound, Goff. The twisting reload shot won't go. There's still time here for Rolesville, 8 seconds. Caitlin Jones into the half court. Holds with 5, a glance at the clock. Crosses over to Lewis, passes with 1. Everett off for the bench, knocks it down. It's a 3, and it counts. In the waning tenths of a second of the first half, Justice Everett just subbed back onto the floor. A desperation 3 to cut the deficit of this 4A title game to 2. 27-25, Charlotte Catholic. You thought it was intense? Now, wait till the second half. Rams have closed within 2.
You're watching the Popeyes Halftime Report. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Well, hey there, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the state championship high school basketball games. Joining us is our longstanding partner all the way from Ingalls Markets, Miss Melissa Level. Melissa, are you loving these excellent basketball games?
I love it. What a great season it's been, and the best of the best is right here now on television.
Best of the best is right. Now let's talk about that longstanding and robust partnership between Ingalls and high school championship athletics. What all does that entail?
It's just absolutely wonderful to be able to connect with all the schools within our region. You know, we're in 6 states, and so we have Friday night lights with football, we do basketball, we have softball, even some Olympic style sports, and we go all the way up through college, and then of course some minor leagues. But we just love that high school spirit and the fun with that. A lot of those players work with us. A lot of their parents have it, shop at our Ingalls. So it's kind of like a big family coming to watch all of them play, right? So we love that.
We love it as well. Melissa, as always, thank you for taking the time to speak with us here today.
Thank you.
All righty. Let's get back to the game, folks.
You're watching the Popeyes Halftime Report. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Commissioner Tucker, we appreciate your time. Before we begin, congratulations on being inducted to the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you very much. That certainly was an honor that it really caught me by surprise when I received that call early in December, and still am very humbled. They found me worthy enough to be included in a mix of some really outstanding sports figures in North Carolina.
What preparations have been made to ensure a smooth running of the basketball championships?
Storming the court after a game has become one of those familiar sights as we've watched the colleges play and even football contests. So we have been working with the folks at Lawrence Joel, as well as our, host school system, to try to make sure that we do not have anything that resembles that. So we've tried to do all we can to make sure that it's, easy to get into, and that once you're inside, that it is an enjoyable experience, whether you're actually on the court playing, on the sideline coaching, or you're sitting and watching as a spectator.
Can you highlight any notable changes to the format this year compared to previous years?
All games are in the same venue. In the past, we've played at Reynolds Coliseum and the Dean E. Smith Center. And so we've had classifications at 2 separate sites. Well, this year, everybody's at the same site.
How does the basketball championships benefit the student athletes' growth and development in the educational framework?
The attention to details, recognizing that you have to persevere, you have to be determined, you have to set goals. And this will just be a continuation of that.
Commissioner, what's been the biggest challenge for the association in the last year?
I think there is this idea out there, Jay, that we are the ones who make the rules. Those of us who come to work every day, that we hold the authority and we have the power, which is so untrue. We have 436 member schools right now, and we work for them.
And the association's had so many great accomplishments in the past year. What are you most proud of?
I'm proud that we have remained true to our mission, and that is to provide those opportunities through our leadership and guidance. And I think we've been true to our mission. And then I'm proud of the fact that we have continued to offer outstanding championships. And now I'm really proud that something that our basketball coaches have wanted for years, that we're able to now have a Final Four type atmosphere for our basketball coaches.
Thank you for your leadership, Commissioner Tucker, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you all giving me this opportunity, as always, to talk about education-based athletics.
You're watching the Popeyes Halftime Report. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Here are the best high school hoops plays of the season.
Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, let's go.
Quick hands with the steal and her control, her ball handling skills, great move there, and a finish at the basket.
Smalls the takeaway, lobs it to the rim, and there is Trey Jones right in the elevator for the easy drop in. He was to the short corner. Ifeanyi took a swipe at it. There's a block from the help side defender, Taylor Moore.
It's Yannick on the run and two. Absolute pandemonium. We've got
Gibbons back up by 11. Reversal, yeah. So off the bounce. Deep three, Schaefer. Whoa, and went to the rafters. Dropped through.
out to Michelin. Got it. Rolesville wins.
What a great capstone to the year. 27-25, Charlotte Catholic leading Rolesville. Halftime of the 4A state championship game. Patrick and Jay Soneholtz back with you. Time now, Jay, for the first half stats. Brought to you by the law offices of Roderick Todd McIver. CYA, call your attorney.
It's been an exciting first half. Charlotte Catholic coming out early, getting out to a lead is because their offense, their passing, getting the ball inside, led to easy buckets, and they really did a nice job with a sense of urgency. But Rolesville came back being led by their defensive effort and their ability to drive into the paint area.
And that first half, Charlotte Catholic had a 6-point lead. Rams rallied to tie. Then they went up by 7. Rams then started to rally. We haven't seen the best of Caitlin Jones yet. It's 3 of 11 in that first half.
And she's been able to control the pace and look for her to really take over here in the second half. And Grayson Goff, 10 points in the first half, doing a nice job. This is a big three-pointer to close out the first half by Justice Everett. Patient on offense, moving the ball around as the buzzer sounded. The ball went in to make a 2-point deficit for the Rams.
And our first half stats, there you see it, presented by the law offices of Roderick Todd McIver. What sticks out to you through the first 16 minutes?
Well, we talked in the open about the keys for Rolesville to control the glass area. -4 in that area, but they wanted to create havoc. They did turn the Cougars over 7 times. So it's easy to see why this is a close game, but which team can win the boards and protect the basketball is probably going to be who wins the game.
Piedmont Federal Bank points to pay. You expected Charlotte Catholic to be leading by a larger margin than that, 16-14, although Thomas and Goff have kind of had their way. Both teams back on the floor, 16 minutes away from one of these schools' first state championship. Charlotte Catholic leads Rolesville by 2. And ready now for the start of the third quarter of the 4A Women's State Championship basketball game. Rolesville out of the NAC behind Nikita Warren, 26-5. There is Bobby Conrad. He just delivered his final halftime speech to his basketball team. He's stepping down after 19 years as the head coach with Charlotte Catholic after today's championship game. Cougars have led wire to wire so far. Charlotte Catholic in the white. Deflected pass from block to block out of bounds by Rolesville. And Jay, let's revisit your keys to the game and see where things stand after the first 16 minutes.
Yeah, a couple of focus areas. Charlotte Catholic wanted paint touches. Pretty good job getting the ball inside. Also, too, protecting the basketball. -2 as far as turnover margin, so they've got to clean that up. On the other side for Rolesville, crashing the glass. They're hanging in there. +4 margin for the Cougars, but then up-tempo pace. That's how they came back, as they turned up the pressure on the defensive end, got out into transition on offense.
There's another tip out of bounds by Caitlin Jones. That has to be almost double digits now for the Rams collectively. On that's a stat that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but coaches, assistant coaches, team managers, they log that. Just as McCardle knocks down her first 3 of the game. Three-pointer brought to you by Meg Brown Home Furnishings. Stopping to Meg Brown today. Take advantage of their anniversary sale happening right now. The lead back to 5. Out of the corner. That three-pointer is short from Lee. And cleaning up the miss is Blanca Thomas. Thomas 8 points, 7 boards, 3 blocks so far in this title game. That one is long off with a wing from McCain. And here come the Rams down by 5. Caitlin Jones averaging 23 a game in the first half. Jones only 6, and she is now 3 of 12 shooting in this title game. Basketball stays with Rolesville.
Well, I like how Jones is continuing to be aggressive. She is so quick. She can break down a defender, get her shot whenever she wants. Those will start to fall for her.
And that was knocked out by Charlotte Catholic. McCardle made the 3, tips that one out of bounds. Even at the end of that first half, when Everett made that final buzzer-beating three-pointer, McCardle took a pretty good shot. It was on the ground for about a minute before both teams went to the locker room. And she took an inadvertent shot, looked to be to the upper body. And she's come out firing. She hits the deck again here. That shot is blocked into the corner and recovered by Fava. And a backcourt foul. That'll be number 3 on Talia Rowe. We've seen some ill-advised fouls taken by the Rams in this game, either on inopportune double teams or one in the backcourt right here. And that's an important 3rd foul on Rowe.
And 4 blocks now for Thomas. See, Rolesville has been sitting in the zone defense.
Fava penetrates, somehow found an angle, draws the foul, and the basket counts. Did a great job angling her body away to get a clear shot with that strong left hand. Didn't get blocked and shoots through contact, and will have an opportunity to 3-point play.
She is so skilled, isn't she? Just got a good job getting through the paint, finishing with that left hand.
From the free throw line, it is knocked down from the Riddle and Brantley foul line. Injured in an accident call, Riddle and Brantley, when justice counts. So Fava and McCardle have led the way in the opening couple minutes of this 3rd quarter for the Cougars. Rolesville needs that one, but it's long from Lewis. 3 bodies on the deck, and we get a tie-up. And the arrow will keep it here with Rolesville.
Good work from McCardle getting a break. Excellent on the defensive end as well. 2 3-pointers in this game as well.
This is Bush. Had a tough time bringing that pass in, and that might have altered the tempo and the rhythm of that shot. Charlotte Catholic leading by 8. Biggest lead of the championship, and Blanca Thomas stepped out in the big post, almost knocked down a 3. Similar to what we saw the opening 3-4 minutes of that opening quarter, Rolesville, it's a little bit out of sync. And the shots aren't close. The defense is kind of keeping them in it, but offensively they need to smooth things out.
Great point. Very similar to that first quarter. Now, how did the Rams turn it around? They turned it around on defense. On this end of the court, they started getting turnovers and getting out on the run. They've got to go back to that and turn up the pressure.
Goff had a great first half. Big baseline up, scoops up a little bit short, and it's out of bounds to Rolesville.
And for Rolesville, any time they can push the pace, they've got to try to do it, because that's where their strength is. That's where they have an advantage on the Cougars.
Now everything can change if number 5 in the black and red really gets going. She tries to here. Oh, goodness! The ball never left her hands. 80 feet and through trees and through harm. Somehow Caitlin Jones, a determined finish.
She was just weaving through defenders. She's amazing.
Goff looks for Thomas. Bottled up, knocked over, and she lost it. No foul. And a turnover on Charlotte Catholic. You can see what the game plan has been defensively for Rolesville. When Charlotte Catholic gets it into Blanca Thomas, make her life very tough on the inside, whether they foul or not. But
they're throwing 3 defenders at her, being physical, and if that ball's put on the ground, they are scrapping for it.
Cameron Lee gets the defensive assignment against her again. And this is Caitlin Jones, little floater on the baseline, little long, rebound loose to the sideline, and grabbed by Fava. Up ahead, plays it to McCardle. Oh, big hits. And she fell hard to the court and appears to be all right, although favoring that right arm a little bit as she gets up. Jeff Hoffman, the referee, and making sure that McCardle is all right.
That was excellent hustle by McCardle to sprint down the floor after Fava got the ball, and Fava under control, leading the fast break, finding her teammate.
You can see McCardle, I mean, she might have landed on that funny bone, flexing out that right hand, kind of shaking it out, trying to get the full sensation back. 2 from the Riddle and Brantley free throw line, and one rings in. McCardle now 5 points for championship. Injured in an accident, call Riddle and Brantley when justice counts. So 3 fouls on Lewis, who departs. 3 fouls on Rowe for Rolesville. She is also on the bench right now for the Rams. 1 of 2 from McCardle. So foul trouble beginning to mount up. Jones has 2, Lee has 2. Nice little look to the inside. Have to make that miss by Cameron Lee. Goff snares the rebound.
Amazing pass by Jones.
Touch to Goff out of the corner. That might have been blocked out of her hand. Fava though collects. And now a 9-point lead for Charlotte Catholic, biggest of the title game. Caitlin Jones hangs, tough shot, yes, rattle it in. Almost lost the handle low and then had to change the trajectory over Goff's extended arm. Speaking of Goff, here she is, but she travels. Turnover on Charlotte Catholic.
Similar to how the Rams are defending Thomas with 2 and 3 defenders. That's what Jones is facing.
Yeah.
If she beats the first person, there's a second wave and even a third wave of Cougars coming at her, trying to slow her down.
Caitlin Jones, you kind of get the sense that she feels she has to take over offensively for the Rams. The ball's in her hands. McCardle defends. Decline the screen. Leaves it inside. Cameron Lee's not going to miss this one. Another excellent look by Caitlin Jones. Drew the defense outside the lane area, and Cameron Lee finishes.
And she knows how to read that defender when the double team's coming up. She just did a no-look, dish it off to her teammate on the side, and Lee was ready for it.
Rolesville just won't go away. Rams down 5. Goff twisting, looking inside. Thomas beat the defender and lays it in. There's the big mismatch. Talia Rowe was on her on that back line and had no chance.
As the ball was moving on the perimeter, Thomas was reading it and then set up quickly once Goff got the ball.
38-31, Charlotte Catholic. This is Cameron Lee, and she walks. Didn't hold that left foot. Turnover, Rolesville. And the ball will belong to the Cougars when we return. Media timeout. 3:05 left, third quarter. 4A state title game. Charlotte Catholic up 7. Coming up later in the fourth quarter of today's game, we're going to do selecting the 988 Suicide and Crisis Prevention Hotline. Play of the game. Call, text, or chat 988. You can do it 24/7. Let's get through it together. And also, we'll be choosing the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home, bath remodeling made easy. Patrick Keenis, Jason Halter with you all day as the Rolesville Rams have never led in this title game. Trailed by 6, came back to tie. Trailed by 7, cut it to 2. Trailed by 9, they're within 7 waning moments of this third quarter. 38-31, Charlotte Catholic. Bernodal back up top to Fava. She has been the captain on this squad today on the perimeter. And a whistle off the ball. It's going to be a foul on Rolesville. And it appears as though they're going to nail Cameron Lee. If so, that's her third.
And coming out of that timeout, you can see the game plan for Charlotte Catholic. Move the ball in the perimeter, try to get it into Thomas, but if they sagging on her, take the outside shot.
In and out from Goff on the baseline. Big rebound by Kayla Bush. Rolesville needs to find its rhythm here, and lately they've gone to Caitlin Jones, and the ball's run through her, and Jones is beginning to turn things off. She has 6 points in this quarter, 12 for the game. Thomas through traffic. They fronted Thomas. They threw a second defender at her. Impossible to stop. And that one short by Caitlin Jones. Cougars by 7, 2:10 for the third. This is Coronado. Quick shot, really within the context of the Cougars offense. And the Rams come up the floor. Caitlin Jones works on Fava, stops, spins. Around the perimeter to Lowe, out there with 3 fouls. Jones will take the screen. The leader from the foul line a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Cameron Lee. Another opportunity here for the Rams. A nice little bounce pass down low, and the finish by Kayla Bush.
Yeah, beautiful there with the patience, moving the ball on the perimeter and reading the double teams coming up. Dish it off to your teammate, find the open man.
Rams within 5, and they're extending the defense here. Coronado on the wing, open, around and off. Good box out by Lee. Rebound Rolesville. Trying to cut to 3, maybe 2. Tough little shot of the runner by Jones. Just spun out of there. But the Cougars throw it away. And immediately Bobby Conrad points to his temple at his player Olivia Fava, saying smart passes, connect, don't overthink. Because turnovers are really, they were one of the vehicles that allowed the Rams to get back into in the first half.
And that's been the key, is when they can turn you over, they can turn it on the offensive end.
Under a minute for the third. Charlotte Catholic leads by 5. Jones again penetrates. She'll come back to the pass, going for a steal. McCardle knocks into the backcourt. She'll collect, drive, and it's blocked from behind by Caitlin Jones. No foul. It stays with the Cougars. What a recovery by Caitlin Jones. Was this clean?
A lot of contact.
No foul. Out of bounds to Charlotte Catholic.
I'll say each side playing so hard. The refs letting them play through.
Cougar basketball to the inside. There is McCardle, who took the brunt of that last play. Flashing to the block and scores. 42-35 Charlotte Catholic. Half a minute to go in the third. Rowe picked to save is Jones. A couple of defenders are just getting up. Jones in the lane, hands it off nicely. And one more time, it's Cameron Lee on the other end of it.
That was amazing. 3-on-1. Jones just went right around each defender. And then unselfish pass to Lee.
Last 10 seconds of the third. Charlotte Catholic +5. Fava with 5 seconds. Drives down the paint. Hooks one in the corner. At the horn, McCain hits the long jumper. It's a 2. And Charlotte Catholic 8 minutes away from sending off their retiring basketball coach, Bobby Conrad, as a state champ. We're at the end of 3. And Charlotte Catholic with a 7-point lead on Rolesville, 44-37. Done with 3 quarters. Charlotte Catholic up by 7 as we take a look at the stats so far presented by the law offices of Roderick Todd McIver, CYA. Call your attorney.
The biggest difference right now is just the shooting percentage. Charlotte Catholic 44%, Rolesville 36%. And in the fourth quarter here, Patrick, first couple minutes are going to be really important.
Piedmont Federal Bank points to paint, all square, 26 all. Piedmont Federal Bank, we invite you to bank better. Final 8 minutes for a championship. Charlotte Catholic in the white leading Rolesville by 7. 3 key players for the Rams with 3 fouls as well. Around the outside, this is the big post. Blanca Thomas, long skip. They play it out of Goff, backs herself into the corner, short with a 3. And the rebound out of bounds. It goes the other way. Last touched by Thomas.
The Cougars patient on that possession, using some clock. This is Caitlin Jones' time to turn it on.
Yeah, Jones was 3 out of 8 from the floor in that third quarter alone. Turns it over though. Charlotte Catholic, the pull-up jumper short for McCain. And there is Blanca Thomas. Happened to be at the right spot for that offensive rebound that came out long.
Crashing the glass, getting that extra opportunity. And Thomas, good job with the field there and her touch in the paint.
Lead matches the biggest of this championship for the Cougars. They're up 9. This is Jones, steps through, hangs, twists, and made a pass the last second to Lewis. Offensive rebound, Cameron Lee misses, but a foul on Charlotte Catholic.
Rolesville there, and Cameron Lee getting position on the inside for that offensive board. Cougars have to box out. The outside shot, Lee set up there. Excellent job going into the body of Thomas.
Second foul on Blanca Thomas. And to the Carolina Hurricanes free throw line, Cameron Lee. And another missed free throw. Rolesville in the game. 3 of 7 from the line. Go to hurricanes.com/tickets to be part of the action. Let's go Canes. 1 of 2 for Cameron Lee. 46-38, Charlotte Catholic. Olivia Fava, travel. Right back to Rolesville. Fava, a glance up, either to see the replay on the board or to see how much time is left. A little more than a minute gone by in this final quarter.
Good defense from Talia Rowe.
So here's Caitlin Jones, works against McCardle. Looked her off, and now got it over to Rowe. Couldn't handle the pass. They will set things up again. Taylor Rowe had the ball scraped away by Fava. Now into the corner, and Lewis. Here's Cameron Lee. Rebound jousted for, and I think we're going to get a foul on the Cougars as Lewis took an inverted forearm across the face. It's going to be a foul on Goff of Charlotte Catholic.
Physical down low. Scrapping for the ball.
I'll tell you, possessions right now for the Rolesville Rams at a premium. They have never led in this championship game. Caitlin Jones shakes in the corner, restarts again, takes on almost the entire defense, gets her own miss. And Jones steps back, look at her working hard, throws it up, no, and she'll head to the foul line.
She's playing so hard, and you're right, Patrick, important possessions coming up here because you've got to cut into this lead and make sure it's manageable within 4 minutes. Otherwise, the Cougars can stall and get to the free throw line, but Jones has done it all today.
And have to start making their free throws. Jones' first attempt at the line today knocks it down. I mean, Nikita Warren knows if we don't make our free throws with the clock stop, the chances of us coming back are a whole lot longer. And one more coming from the Carolina Hurricanes free throw line. Again, go to hurricanes.com/tickets. Let's go Canes.
And what a day. 14 points, 5 boards in the block for Jones.
46-40, Charlotte Catholic. 6 minutes left in the 4A championship. Fava now playing with 3 fouls, had her shot batted out of bounds by Rolesville's Talia Rowe.
And Rowe, excellent defender with the timing there, swatting it away. From the Cougars, I'm going to pull the ball out and use some clock, stay patient on this possession.
Fava against Rowe, into the corner, McCain stumbled and she walks. So now we've seen, what, 4 possessions and 3 turnovers in a row by Charlotte Catholic?
And the perimeter defense for Rolesville, making it difficult for the entry pass inside. Thomas was set up, she was calling for it, she wanted it. But out front, it's difficult to get it inside with that pressure.
And to make matters worse for Charlotte Catholic, they've mostly been unforced turnovers. A couple of lapses of concentration on some travels, giving Rolesville some hope, and that's going to be a blocking foul on the perimeter against Kate McCardle. She is a feisty, blue-collar player for this Cougars team.
She is such a good defender, making it difficult. She's been physical all day long, and with her on Jones, sticking on her tight.
Pass gets to Lewis in the corner. Open look for Rowe. Knocks it down, and the Rams are within 3. 46-43 Charlotte Catholic. And the Rolesville fans are about to blow the roof off of this building. A loose ball, near turnover, diving for it, saved by Charlotte Catholic. And a timeout by Bobby Conrad right as that possession was about to implode. Trying to keep the composure for Charlotte Catholic. They led the entire championship, but they're being pushed to the brink right now. 46-43 Charlotte Catholic. 3 minutes gone by in the final quarter. (46-43) Charlotte Catholic up 3 on Rolesville. 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter for the 4A title. Well, there's Nikita Warren. Her team just won't quit. Right? They've been underdogs since she took over the program. They were 3-10 when she took over the Rolesville program. She said she wanted people to respect us. And again, at that stage, they weren't even really respected within their conference.
Yeah.
And here they are now, end of her 3rd year. They're playing for a state championship. She comes from a basketball family. Her dad played at NC State. Her brother, TJ, NC State in the NBA. And now Nikita trying to win a state championship for Rolesville. And we're going to get a foul on the approach off of the wing going against Talia Rowe. That's going to be her 4th.
You know, with Nikita, I just love how she believes in her players and instills confidence in them, and they're built for this moment.
Rowe's going to stay out there for the moment anyway with 4 fouls. Charlotte Catholic having trouble getting it in. They throw it away. A takeaway by Caitlin Jones. One-on-one against McCardle. Steps through, banks it in, and the Rams are as close as they have been since a 12-all tie in the first quarter. To the inside, Thomas, the reply. And a steal and a foul on Rolesville. And who was it? Of course, it's McCardle. Let's get to our CR Legal fast break. Commitment results, CR Legal team.
And she's elite behind the back. There are very few players with the handles of Jones and the quickness.
At the line, Kate McCardle. Makes the first, one more coming.
And McCardle's been huge today. Great on the defensive end, and big buckets on offense, and that was a huge opportunity with the steal and now getting to the line.
One more from the Carolina Hurricanes free throw line. Go to hurricanes.com/tickets. Let's go Canes. Both for McCardle. Meanwhile, that last foul went on Megan Lee. So the Rams have 2 players with 4 fouls, Rowe and Lee.
Switching defenses, 2-3 zone.
Here's Everett. Rims and a 3! And it's back to a 2-point game. She's played about 5 minutes and hit 2 huge threes in this championship for Rolesville.
What a shot.
She hit that buzzer beater at the end of the first half, if you were with us.
Goff wants it inside.
50-48, Charlotte Catholic. Goff gets it on the high post. Trying to go between the legs, almost lost it. And finds a diving follow shot. Volleyball down. The outlet pass. Cameron Lee tracks it down. Drives home, and we are tied with 4 minutes left in the 4A title game. Fava steps through, misses, a little bit long, rebound Rolesville, under the breakaway. Cameron Lee is going to give Rolesville its first lead in the title game with 3.5 minutes left in the 4th.
Well, what a surge here. Rolesville getting the loose balls, and then the fast break up-tempo style that they play with is paying off.
Rolesville trailed by 6, tied it, trailed by 7, cut it to 2, trailed by 9. And now they have their first lead of the title, but it's short-lived. Grayson Goff, a straight-on 3, and the Cougars up 1 with a timeout in Winston-Salem with a little more than 3 minutes to go.
What a shot, Goff. Pressure situation. You have to stop the momentum. It's all on Rolesville's side. Get an open look. Fava finds her. She's ready for it. Great balance, rotation.
Nobody ran out to even somewhat challenge the shot by Goff.
Miscommunication. That was a big one. What a game we have. We expected to be close. Back and forth here in the 4th quarter with Rolesville surging. Now in the timeout here, Patrick. Both teams kind of catching their breath, first of all, going all out, but setting up plays. And each side here. It's going to be critical in the final 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Protect the basketball, number one, but make sure you have solid possessions, make good decisions, and take good shots.
All right, this is what it's all about, right? If you had given the coaches and the players a message that back in July, that here in March they'd be in a one-point game with 3 minutes left in the state title game, first off, A, would you believe it? B, would you take it? And I imagine the answer is yes for both of these squads, but again, Rolesville had to knock off Hogger, the #1 seed in the regional final. Charlotte Catholic had to beat the #2 seed Lake Norman in the regional semis and then beat the top seed Watauga just a couple of days ago to get here. And now it all comes down to the final 190 seconds. Rolesville basketball down by 1. Caitlin Jones. Spinning through, down the lane, throws it up, and a miracle drops again for Jones. Stoppage of play as two Cougars connected with one another. It's Thomas and McCardle.
And McCardle's played so hard, and looks like her left leg, the right leg buckles there. And what an amazing performance from Jones with the focus. And you see McCardle just fighting through it. She runs up the court.
Yes, still on the floor, #3. Goes across through the key, right to left. The ball in the hands of Fava. Tough pass to handle for Goff. 2:40 to play. Charlotte Catholic facing only its second deficit of the title game. Another live ball turnover. The takeaway. Here comes Rowe driving in. Bank shot, no. Tip won't go. And Lee has it one more time. Tries to control. And will save it to Caitlin Jones. And now look at all the bodies on the floor. Is it a timeout or is it a foul?
Looks like it's going to be a foul initially. They'll talk about it. Yeah,
it is
foul.
A foul. Foul is going to be charged against McCardle of Charlotte Catholic. Oh, man, what effort. What angst and agony on both sides.
The intensity of this fourth quarter.
Can we have Amazon drop ship some Pepto-Bismol to the Phil Coliseum here in the next couple of minutes? Both teams need it. This is unbelievable. One more coming for Caitlin Jones. She now has 19 points. Just the never say die attitude of Nikita Warren's Rolesville Rams. Second by Jones is good. Jones had 6 points in the first half on 3 of 11. She now has 20 points and has been the catalyst for this Rolesville rally. Timeout, 2:24 left. Rolesville by 3.
Well, we've been watching a classic game here, Patrick, on each side going all out. And here for this final couple minutes, Rolesville, the message from Nikita Warren has to be the defensive end, continue to play tight, limit touches for Thomas in the post, and then extend your pressure on the perimeter, jump in passing lanes, try to get turnovers, and continue to try to get out on the run.
And meanwhile, in the Charlotte Catholic huddle, nobody is thinking about this being the final couple minutes of a coaching career, but that's kind of the page 2 story for Bobby Conrad. Right now, all he and his team are focused on trying to recover 3 points and win this state title. They will deal with the next chapter of their lives when this one's over. Cougar basketball down 3 into the corner. This one tied up a little bit short off the fingers of McCain. Rolesville the rebound. And now for the first time today in this title game, they can build on a lead. McCardle going after Caitlin Jones. 2 minutes left. Jones, second defender came. McCardle dives, knocked it loose. Jones saves. And now we get a whistle and we get a jump ball. It stays with Rolesville. Arrow keeps it with the Rams.
It's like every possession we talk about the effort, but here it is again, multiple players on the floor scrapping for the loose ball.
I mean, I tell you what, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay, but McCardle, I'm betting she's been either diving for balls or been on the deck 15 times in this game. Just a valiant effort by McCardle. And she'll knock that ball loose. Still loose. Saved, though, by the Rams, fortunately. And McCardle again goes for the steal. And a foul against McCardle. It's going to be number 4. She's going to need a week-long ice bath after this one.
I admire her intensity and how hard she's playing. And Rolesville just holding on here, using some clock, and now they're going to get to the free throw line.
And it will be Caitlin Jones from the Carolina Hurricanes free throw line. Rolesville has cleared the lane. Jones gets one more. We talked about the need of Rolesville to knock down free throws. Jones has made 5 in a row in this quarter as McCardle departs. She has 4 fouls and will get a breather here with 1:43 to go. Rolesville leads by 5. 58-53, and now the pressure, really for the first time in this title game, falls squarely on the shoulders of Charlotte Catholic. Goff, quick release 3, skimmed the rim short, rebound to Rolesville. And we're ticking down inside a minute and a half. And the Rams, out of absolute nowhere, are in command of the 4A title game. Soft pass, and a foul in midcourt. This will go against McCain, and that's going to send Caitlin Jones perfect at the free throw line, right back for 2 more. It's too early for the full celebration for Rolesville, but they're on the brink. Jones is now 7 out of 7 in this quarter from the line.
And she is clutch.
23 points, 7 assists. 7 assists. Many of them in the second half. 8 straight by Jones. 7-point lead for Rolesville. Minute 10 to go. Fava the drive. No foul. Rolesville collects another rebound. And now Charlotte Catholic's going to have to foul. And the Cougar bench is absolutely stunned at what they witnessed in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, the Rams looking to size their rings.
Credit Rolesville, they've hit their free throws to this point, stretch out this lead. Caitlin Jones has taken over this half.
That
She's
is the
played so hard,
too. The emotion. Look at the emotion. Nikita Warren is about to be overcome on that sideline. That's the first foul line miss of this quarter by Jones. She had made 9 in a row. We're under a minute for the 4A title. Fava got away with a walk, misses the shot. Rebound kicked out to the foul line. Rolesville has it. And we're going to get one more foul. And now time to announce our player of the game, brought to you by West Shore Home. Bath remodeling made easy, Jay.
What a performance from Caitlin Jones. She's hit her mid-range jumper. She's gotten to the hoop, created for her teammates all day. One of the top juniors in the country, and she really took off in the second half. Elite speed, and what a player, putting her team on her back and taking over. These shots we saw today, Patrick, high degree of difficulty, and she didn't flinch.
But not selfish. She still figured out a way on very difficult passes to involve her teammates.
She's a creator, and she reads a defense like a quarterback. If she's got her shot, she'll take it. If she feels double or triple teams, she'll dish it off.
Rolesville has outscored Charlotte Catholic in this final quarter, 25-9. Charlotte Catholic basketball. And we get a whistle and a foul. 38 seconds left. I look back over to Nikita Warren on the sideline for Rolesville. Get to our, there's a look at Nikita Warren. We told you her story. Look at this. She's tapping that tattoo. That is a tattoo and a picture of her son who took his own life almost 2 years ago. A member of the Rolesville basketball team. She grew up as a single mom, and Najee was her best friend. Passed away on May 1st of 2022. She said to me coming into the building today how emotional it was and reminded me of Najee. And She is now 37 ticks away from winning a state title for Rolesville and winning a state title for her son. And I can't imagine what the last 24 months have been like for Nikita Ward. She's convinced that, following the footsteps of her dad, who played high-level college basketball at NC State, and her brother, who played in the NBA, she's convinced that her son, Najee, was also going to be an NBA player. And he's in that huddle with them right now. Here's our play of the game from the 4A title game, brought to you by the 988 Suicide Crisis Prevention Hotline. This is where it began to change for the Rolesville Rams, right, Jay?
Well, all day long, defense leading to offense. Rolesville's strength took over in the fourth quarter, and it's a perfect example of there. You get the block, and then you turn it into an up-tempo pace, and they beat the Cougars down the floor.
31 seconds left, 62-55. Again, call, text, or chat 988. You can do it 24/7. Let's get through it together.
And what a game for the Cougars. Still trying to fight back here. We've got to hit some shots, graze some turnovers, but a special season for them. Trying to find a way to get back. 30 seconds left.
62-55 Rolesville. Into the Rams, a trap in the corner, and they couldn't force the turnover, so they do take the foul with 28 seconds left. And actually, the foul occurred after a timeout, so Rolesville takes the timeout with 28 seconds left.
And Rolesville, they didn't give up in this game. Down in the fourth quarter, you would have thought it didn't faze them at all. They just turned up the pressure. We talked about the confidence Nikita Warren instills in her team. She was over there motivating, uplifting her squad, and it's all paid off.
And again, they had to do it facing a lot of traffic with fouls. They have 3 players with 4 fouls. Meanwhile, Charlotte Catholic, they didn't see it coming. They were not in full command of the game, but you never really felt like a big Rams run was coming through the first 3 quarters. And all of a sudden, like a freight train, here they came early in the fourth quarter. They just didn't stop.
And Charlotte Catholic has played so well. You just have to give the credit to the Rams taking it to another level in this comeback.
And we just talked about the unforced turnovers by Charlotte Catholic. That's kind of what ignited, really provided the extra fuel to the Rolesville fourth quarter rally. Tip pass, it gets into the hands of Caitlin Jones, and there is a foul. And it goes on Fava. That will be number 4. The lead is 7 for Rolesville. So Caitlin Jones back at the line. She has scored 19 of her 25 points in this second half, and almost perfect from the free throw line. So one more coming for Caitlin Jones. Books a pair from the Carolina Hurricanes foul line. 26 seconds left, Rolesville by 9. Fava fumbles, stumbles a bit, and gets it to McCain. That's a 3. And a timeout by Charlotte Catholic with 18 seconds to go.
A nice execution. They're getting the ball out to McCain beyond the 3-point line. With the time left, you've got to start shooting threes. She was ready for as Fava found her. All right, now you have a timeout here, and you've got to sell out for a turnover, Patrick. If not, of course, foul immediately. But turn up the pressure and try to force the ball into somebody else other than Caitlin Jones.
And right in the middle of that huddle, Bobby Conrad, over 200 wins as a 19-year head coach for Charlotte Catholic, stepping down after this game. Again, he told his team earlier in the year, news really didn't leak out to the media until very, very recently. As a matter of fact, there has not been any kind of profile on the backstory of it. We told you about the whys, but as this broadcast was moving on, now the assistant principal at Charlotte Catholic, 2 young kids. His wife is here. His 2 kids are here as well. They're At 5 and 8 years old, his kids, Bobby the Fourth, Caroline Lindsay, his wife, his dad, who is a legend ACC player and went to the Elite Eight for the Clemson Tigers, teammates with Larry Nance for Clemson back in 1980, here as well. They're hoping to see him win a state title. It looks like it's going to belong to the Rolesville Rams. They break the pressure. There are no fouls coming. We're in the final 10 seconds. And we get one last foul by Blanca Thomas and the Cougars. And this will give the Rams players and the Rams staff and the Rams fans a chance to practice their state title celebration. And Talia Rowe, a junior on this Rams team, at the foul line. She won't have to run wind sprints after missing that free throw on a state title game. 6 seconds left. 6 seconds to history for Rolesville. The Rolesville Rams 4 years ago were 3-10. 3 years later, they're state champions for the first time in school history. Nikita Warren and the Rolesville Rams beat Charlotte Catholic for the 4A title.
What an amazing fourth quarter comeback by Rolesville to win this game and to become a state champion. And on the other side for Charlotte Catholic, what amazing season for their team and career for the seniors. And you feel for them, they laid it all out on the line. And Rolesville just found a way in the critical moments to win the game.
So a state championship for Rolesville. Head coach Nikita Warren, and you know in her heart this is a state title for her son Najee as well. Rolesville outscores Charlotte Catholic 28-14 in the final quarter. Rolesville scored 37 points the first 3 quarters combined, 28 in the fourth quarter alone. And they stormed past Charlotte Catholic for a 4A title. The emotions are still water falling down Nikita Warren. And Jay Sohnhalter is with the state championship head coach of the Rolesville Rams, Nikita Warren. Jay?
Coach, that was amazing. I know you're so proud of your team, and your son was with you today.
He was. My son was with me. I'm very thankful we came out and played. This was a goal from last year, and we handled business, so I'm very proud.
That fourth quarter, the surge, what did you tell your team to motivate them to come back?
This is the last dance. So do we want to win the last dance, or do we want to go home as the runner-up? And we handle business, so I'm very proud.
You're a state champion. You're bringing the trophy back to Rolesville. What does it mean to this team and the whole community?
This is my 3rd year at Rolesville. I mean, if you would have asked me I was going to be a state champion on my 3rd year, I would have. I mean, I'm on a high right now. I'm so thankful, but we're going to bring it back to Rolesville. First in school history. I want that court named after me.
And Charlotte Catholic is a great team. And you had a big playoff run. In order to win this game, it took a special group. What do these girls mean to you?
They mean a lot to me. I mean, Blanca, she's phenomenal. I mean, she's going to Carolina. She's going to do her thing. Number 44, big-time three-point shooter. I just wanted to kind of stop her and play good defense, but they're special. Like, these girls have locked in with me from day one. They have not gave up. They believed in the foundation, the program. They trusted the process, and I'm just so thankful we were able to execute and be state champions.
It's a pleasure to cover you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you so much. Long live the Jay.
Nikita Warren and the Rolesville Rams with some divine intervention as well. First state championship in school history. A stunning fourth quarter comeback by Rolesville propels the Rams to the 4A title. Take a look at the final stats brought to you by the law offices of Roderick Todd McIver. CYA, call your attorney, Jay.
Both teams played so well, and in the fourth quarter, the difference was the rebounding, Rolesville crashing the glass, and then the turnover margin, and they started hitting their shots and then close it out. All those critical free throws, Patrick, they converted and stretched out the lead to win the game.
All right, now we'll switch to our Piedmont Federal Bank points in the paint. 34-32 Rolesville, 2-point advantage. It's about a big height advantage on the inside for Charlotte Catholic.
They're able to get into paint driving in, and they converted in that fourth quarter, but this was such a close ball game. Impressed by the effort on each side.
Now Charlotte Catholic with Bobby Conrad just received their state runner-up trophy. As you were talking to Nikita, I was watching Bobby. He went very quietly down the entire bench. Had a moment with each of his players. They stood up and he embraced them all as he has now coached his final game as a high school coach and winds up state runner-up for the Cougars. And now let's go to the center of the floor where Q Tucker, the commissioner of the NCHSAA, is putting the medals around the necks of the state champs, and we'll have the trophy ceremony, the banner presentation. For the first time in school history, the Rolesville Rams are state champs in any sport. It's women's basketball in 2024.
April Cooper, Charlene Dukes, the team bench members, the trainer, Leslie Carlos, the managers and center citizens, Haley Barr, Green Harris, Davis, and the videographer, Trey Carlos, and head coach, Nikita. And now we ask the captains and the head coach for the state champions, the Rolesville High School Rams, to come forward to receive their 4A Women's Championship plaque.
So the banner, the trophy, the medals, and now the real celebration begins for the Rolesville Rams and Nikita Warren, overcoming a halftime deficit and the biggest deficit of the game of 9, outscoring Charlotte Catholic 28-14 in the fourth quarter and claiming their first state championship in school history. 65-58 is our final. And that's going to wrap things up for the 4A state title game. Jay, some final comments from you?
Each side deserved to win this game. Charlotte Catholic's special season, but the fourth quarter, the Rams turned it on to the next level. Nikita Warren and her team bring the first state championship back to Rolesville. Congratulations to both teams on a great season, but for the Rams, the joy, the excitement, what an opportunity for them.
All right, well, thank all of our great sponsors: West Shore Home, Popeyes, the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, Riddle and Bradley, Meg Brown Home Furnishings, the law offices of Roderick Todd McIver, Piedmont Federal Bank, CR Legal, the Carolina Hurricanes, and Ingalls Markets. All their contributions make these championships possible for all of you at home. For Jason Halter, our entire crew, congratulations to the Rolesville Rams, women's state champions of 2024, defeating Charlotte Catholic 65-58. Thank you for watching. Next game coming up will feature North Pitt, the #1 women's team in the 2A class from the East. East Burke coming up at 2:30. Thanks for watching. So long from Winston-Salem.